Howdy, I'm Grey Pilgrim. Well, oh heck, that's a little low, isn't it? Yeah, that's a little low. There we go. This is my Rossi Serra as a church warden, and I've just discovered that this type of bowl is called an apple. Anything that's this round and big and bulbous and whatever, they're called an apple bowl. I like them. The reason is they don't get as hot as the more narrow and straight ones. And you may notice, especially among church warden smokers, that they'll hold the bowl like this. Well, that's so that they don't burn their fingers on the bowl itself. This one you don't have to worry about so much. And the pipe tobacco I'm smoking is called long bottom leaf. And well, it's supposed to be the first tobacco ever cultivated in the Shire. And this is from the 1417 SR batch of the hornblower exports. Well, what Mary and Pippin were smoking at the gates of Isengard. In reality, it's a mix by my tobacconist, but it's supposed to mimic that particular type of tobacco. By the way, a little more Tolkien lore. Hornblower is one of the, long bottom leaf is one of the three main types of tobacco grown in the Shire. The other two being Southern Star and Old Toby. This is probably the oldest blend because it's from the first leaves being cultivated for the art of pipe smoking. And I find it to be a very, very nice blend. By the way, I was looking through my t-shirt collections this morning. I thought, oh, what the heck, I'd wear this. This is from CN Arsenal, and it's depicting the bolt configurations of the Schmidt Rubin rifle. And therefore, this, let me get it over here a little bit more. Ooh, a little bit more, there. This is a Schmidt Rubin. This specific rifle is a K11, or the 1911 pattern carbine. And what happened? Oh, the light came on in my pocket here. I carry a little pocket flashlight on my keyring, just in case. It's just one of those things you have, besides which it's great for looking down bores. Anyway, the K11 is one of the patterns of Schmidt Rubin. The main one that people think of is the K31. I've got one of those up on the wall there. And this is the carbine version of the K11 rifle, which is a long one. I have a long one, but it's been sporterized, alas. Just the stock. And if I can ever find a K11 stock, I'll just put that one in it, and I'll be happy. But this I picked up recently. It's a K11 carbine, or a 1911 carbine called a K11. Correction, the long rifle is just called the 1911 Schmidt Rubin. This is called a K11. Now, the beauty of the Schmidt Rubin system is it's a straight pull. This, by the way, is World War I vintage, but was never a fighting rifle of the war, because this was not carried by a belligerent, but by one of the people who just didn't participate in the war and never participates in wars. They're always, what's the word? Switzerland and Sweden are usually non-combatants. Though Sweden recently joined NATO, so we'll see about that one. Neutrals, that's the word I was looking for. But the K11 system is a wonderful system. It's a rotating bolt, but the rotation takes place interior, and it's a straight pull. This is the firing pin cum safety, and to lower the thing after, you hold the thumb in there and then pull the trigger. Now, to remove it and show you what the bolt looks like, you push down on this. Oh, come now. Push down on this and pull it out. And as you can see, that looks just like this. It's this is a K11 or Schmidt Rubin style bolt. It has two locking lugs here, and you can tell the This cut here runs on a pin in there, and that's what spins this thing into a battery. It's a really intricate, amazingly you'll have to excuse me a moment. Well, where was I? Phone was my cousin telling me that he'd gotten some rounds done that we might be interested in expending at the range next time. Oh, and he had told me about a deal on a rifle from a fellow he knows who has it, and well, we'll have to look into that. But anyway, like I said, the Schmidt Rubin system. When they came to the K31 later, they shortened this thing and pushed this a little forward, like that, and shortened that, and well, like this. You notice these ones are so long, and this one's a little shorter. And I could show you on my K31, but well, why bother? But they had they put the lugs basically to the front, and then put the bolt and stuff so that the firing pin was right there with the lugs. It was a little bit stronger system. The Swiss were armed with this up until recently, and to this day, almost every household in Switzerland has at least one rifle, a K11 or a K31 in it. And they go off, as a family thing, they go off and have a shooting competition 2 or 3 times a year. And it's just a wonderful thing about the Swiss culture. If interested, watch a guy called Bloke on the Range, who does a whole thing about the various Schmidt Rubins. He did one video in which he collects them, and he had everything from the 1889 model all the way to the present. The 1889, which basically used this style bolt, was a black powder round, 7.5 by 53, I do believe. These shoot the GP11 7.5 by 55, which is a smokeless, unfortunately Berdan primed, but one of the most accurate rounds ever developed in a factory. I have a few boxes of it, very few, and to me they're very precious. I have a bunch of 7.5 by 55 brass in boxer prime that I can reload, but my GP11 is just what if I want to go and just hit that bullseye, that's what I'll shoot. It's just a wonderful cartridge. Incidentally, one thing you'll find on a Swiss rifle, if you take the butt plate off, the butt plate, it's pretty common for the soldiers to put a little tag that has their name, the city that they're from, and their service number on it, and maybe the date of their enlistment on a little card, and then stuff it down underneath the back plate. And it's just a fun thing to do. On my GP11, I did find one, and I found that the city the fellow was from, I can't pronounce it, and the canton he was from, I can't pronounce it. And canton is sort of like a state in Switzerland, but Switzerland, unlike other countries that have like provinces or states or departments or whatnot, they have cantons. Each canton is totally independent, and the Swiss government runs on a direct democracy. They just elect everybody to everything. And your boss might be the coworker you have who's the foreman on the line in the factory you work in, or he could be the manager of the bank down the road. You know, everybody wears multiple hats. And in the time of war, the Swiss are really prepared. They are one of the most prepared countries on earth. And I've seen some documentaries on how their fortifications around the country work. And I would not wish to mess with the Swiss. It'd be just too difficult to conquer and never to control that country. You know, it's nice, a nice little place up in the Alps. And if I wasn't an American citizen, and if I was a little better at speaking one of their languages, they speak Swiss German, French, Walloon, and Italian, depending on the canton. Walloon is an interesting language. No, it's Romanche, not Walloon, excuse me, Romanche. Romanche is basically one of the Roman legions went up into the Swiss Alps and basically settled in. And it's basically hillbilly Latin because these guys spoke Latin. And they married the local girls and settled in. By the way, there's a good movie about that. It's not about that. It's about the 100 Years' War. It's called The Last Valley. If you can ever find a copy of The Last Valley, look it up. It's an excellent, excellent war movie. It's just superb. Anyway, that's all I got to talk about the Schmidt Rubin system. But I just thought, by the way, Bloke on the Range and CN Arsenal, both excellent YouTube gun channels, and ones I watch religiously. Anyway, happy trails.